What's Miss Streetz saying? I rock with it, man. She one of those people on question. All right, we appreciate you.
Me and Miss Streetz, how you gonna do 'em like that?
Y'all watching another episode of Highly Respected with yours truly, Miss Streetz. And today's episode features WeStSiDeReD. What's good?
What's up, y'all? WeStSiDeReD.
As you can see, I wore my red today, even though that's my favorite color. So shout out to you.
Thanks.
Yes. So we got to talk about a mixtape that you released earlier this year, the top of this year, Oddball. That was hosted by DJ Chill Will. Talk about that whole mixtape and the songs that's on there.
I had to reinvent myself from the old Red to a new Red, so that's where WeStSiDeReD came into play. Once I started that, I had to start my whole new catalog of music over. So that's what made me come up with the title of Oddball. I was like, I'm already different. I'm red. Everybody know me for being that. So I was like, let me just run with that. So I said Oddball, and I was like, we're gonna use that for the basically for the go-to as far as like part one, part two, as far as mixtapes, to let it be known for me restarting and reinventing myself. So I'm basically I'm coming in a lane where I'm trying to bring reality rap back to the world and the industry as a whole. So a lot of the songs that I have on Eyeballs, such as Combos with Your Days, that's a song literally based on the hood. Like, you can relate. No matter who you are, you can get knowledge from anybody, even a Jay or somebody, on the block or whatever. So it's a lot of like in-depth songs on that tape that I like just talk about real life things and some of the things that I went through in the past being in a music group as well.
So why did you feel like you had to reinvent yourself?
Because most people already knew me from being in a group doing like Project Hollywood, doing music stuff and mansion parties with the group that I was in. So right when I left the group, I started this whole versatility movement under myself, like Red Versatility like movement. So I started. That was one of my mixtapes. That's what my mixtapes were based off of, me being versatile. So the reason I had to reinvent myself because it was such a time lapse from the time that I had been doing that to basically present time.
Gotcha. Cool. So latest single, Doing Too Much. Talk about the producer and that record as well.
The single Doing Too Much is produced by Eric Got the Heat. He's a producer. He's one of my main producers that's been basically on all my projects. He's been with me for like the last 8 years. So that's who I really been running with. The version that you heard of Doing Too Much is actually a different version that was mixed down by my newest engineer, Chris Eastwood.
Okay.
And Chris Eastwood also has the bus stop platform, the bus stop ATL platform. So for anybody need to come through, shoot visuals through the bus stop, that's who you go to. But Doing Too Much, it's a robbery gone wrong. I basically tried to use it as a double entendre. I was like, a robbery gone wrong, and people in the world need to stop doing too much to impress other people who don't even care about it.
Right. Plain and simple, just like that. So I actually read somewhere, because I do my research, that you actually did poetry. You wrote poetry first, before you rapped. I would ask, how did you make that transition? But they almost come hand in hand, but not necessarily a person that does poetry turns into a rapper. So how did that transition happen for you?
For me, it was just I lost my mom when I was 4 years old, so losing her kind of pushed me into a place where I felt like I had to do something different. So I was like searching. I was basically on some lady man type stuff. I was like, oh, I got to go after the ladies, but I got to go differently. So I was like, let me just start doing poetry because I don't want to be the one that's like, oh, what's up, Shawty? What's up, Shawty? How you doing, Shawty? Come over here, Shawty. I hate that. That shit kills me. And I went to private school, so I'm big on words and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh my, it's got to be a better way to approach and say the things you need to say to get across to the opposite sex. It's so simple. So that's what led me to doing poetry. And then from there, I was just like, I love rap music. I was like, I might as well just rap. And the poetry turned into me rapping poetry. And I was like, let me cut the poetry out. Let me just rap.
So do you go back kind of? Do you dip and dab in it, or are you just like done with that?
I don't dip and dab in it. What I do is I still use the things that I like the elements that I use to write poetry, I still use that for my rap.
Oh, that's cool. That's what's up. So who would you say is like your target audience, like your listeners? Who would you say that is?
Nas, J. Cole. Um, and the reason why I say that is because like they Talib Kweli, Lupe Fiasco, like they talk about like life things. You know what I'm saying? Today's Rod Wave, the rest of Sean, like they talk about things that are real life that you go through day to day. You know what I'm saying? So and I also wanted to just create a lane myself, which is why I said I wanted to just. I'm trying to literally break the ice with the reality rap thing, so
Right.
that way people can come back into making music that has substance in it and that's teaching people something other than the regular BS that you already know is going on today for the most part.
Right. Stuff we already heard thousands and hundreds and millions of times.
Right.
What's your studio sessions like? Like what is WeStSideReD when he needs to book a session? What does he need in the studio?
What I need in the studio is my extracurricular, my ganja, and just a nice little vibe. Not too many people. I don't like having too many people in the studio. I like to have a nice little three, four, maybe five people in the studio, so I can just stay focused. Because I like the way I create. It's a certain type of way I do my creation when I'm in the studio. As far as like laying down tracks, laying down the hooks, I gotta have everything like nice and chill. I gotta have water because I run out of breath quick between smoking and stuff like that. It's always just like dry throat, all that. I'm like, yeah. So water, some type of Powerade, some type of drink, my smoke, and just a nice little vibe, nice little chill atmosphere.
Cool. So I know you said just a little bit of people sometimes. So how do you handle it when someone's trying to give you suggestions on your song or they trying to give you a line or a hook? How do you handle that?
I actually handled that. I've recently started to handle that a lot more better than I have in the past. I'm very open to constructive criticism, so I love being evaluated, so that way I can look back at myself and critique things. So one of my recent sessions where I actually did doing too much, the engineer actually was helping me, showing me like for breath control, don't try to rap the whole verse. Do 4 bars, stop, fill in 4 more, stop, fill in. I'm like, he was like, "Don't it sound better?" I'm like, "Yeah, it sounds so much better." So that's one of my last sessions was a lot of critiquing from my engineer. It was a new engineer that I locked in with, so he's gonna be somebody I go to more, along with outsourcing with other new engineers as well.
That's cool. That's definitely good. Good advice that he's giving you. So that's what's up. What are like your end goals with music? Like what do you want, how far you want your music to go, and then what other avenues do you want the music to open up for you?
I'm trying to have my music go as far as hey, the universe and the Almighty allow it to go. You know what I'm saying? Worldwide, I'm trying to like teach. I'm trying to bring back literally the substance and the authenticity that we had back in the '90s of making music. I'm trying to bring that back. I'm not saying no one else is, but WeStSideReD is literally trying to bring that back to the industry and the core like element of creating and making music. You know what I'm saying? So my end goal is just doing that and touching people in ways. It ain't even about money. It's really just touching people in ways where they understand that this is something that can help them throughout day to day life,
Right. That's cool.
along with giving them some type of different aspect and perspective of how to do things different. Because it's all about perspective. You can't just do things one way and not take, like you said, not take constructive criticism from other people and use it to better yourself.
Right, definitely. So if you could pick one vacation spot to do like a whole project, whether it's a mixtape or album, EP, where would that vacation spot be?
California.
Why you pick Cali?
Well, number one, I have a close friend and family member who's actually out there. And it's a lot of things that he tells me about Cali that's just very what's the word? It's very interesting and it's a lot to do. So it's something that I've never done before. I've never visited Cali, so it's something that I actually want to do as well. And I've just knowing about how the music history in Cali, that's something that I just want to, you know what I'm saying, go there, visit, get in tune with people who have a different sound on that side of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
That being the West Coast and everything, having a different West Coast sound, having a different West Coast vibe and everything like that.
Right. It's only right. West Side Red, West Coast, Cali.
Right, right,
It's
literally. So
coming. It's definitely coming.
it's
It's
coming
already
fast.
written.
It's
Yes.
coming. It's coming.
Speaking of coming, what's next for you? What do you have coming up? What can people expect for 2024?
2024, Eyeball Part 2 mixtape. We're dropping that with DJ Cutthroat. Basically, I'm just about to push this tape and let it be known that like Eyeball 1 was just a little appetizer. This tape is about to let it be known that I really am who I say I am, and I really do what I say I do. And when it comes down to making music, people gonna know that I'm a lyricist, and I'm not even. It ain't even really about lyricism. It's more so about storytelling. But I'm trying to come into mixing my storytelling with lyricism as well on this project and projects to come.
Yeah, so I know everybody's gonna be ready for that part 2, Oddball. Social media, you have to drop your Instagram, Twitter, of course. Everybody knows that's how people connect nowadays. Drop that for the people so they know how to get in contact with you.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of them is WeStSiDeReD. As long as you type it in, it will pop up on all of those sites. On all platforms is WeStSideReD as well. And anybody that know me knows to stay tuned, keep doing what you're doing, keep working, keep grinding. I'm coming for my own spot, not no one else's, just my own.
Right.
So yeah, WeStSideReD checking in. Yeah, reality rap.